Okay, so we're in Liverpool, and this is a suburb of Liverpool called Old Swan, and the church here is St Anne Stanley. Now, I came to Liverpool in 1999, and this is the church where I married my wife in 2002. My wife's Jane. It's a gorgeous church, and St Anne is the mother of Mary and Joachim, the parents of Mary, who is the mother of our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, after we got married, or some time after we got married, eventually I started coming to church more often, and eventually, having got to know everybody here and really enjoyed the whole sense of community, I started coming here regularly, until eventually last year in September I became licensed as a lay reader, a lay minister here at this church. So yeah, every Sunday morning when I can, I'm here, either doing something or other during the service, either preaching or taking part in some other activity helping with the service. Sometimes I take morning services midweek, but this is the other side of me, I suppose, to my regular job and to what I do on YouTube. I'll take you inside and let you have a little look at the inside of the church. Okay, this is inside the Church of St Anne Stanley. Unfortunately, the lights are off at the moment. Obviously, in this day and age, we can't have the lights on all the time. It's just way too expensive to keep things lit up all the while. You can probably hear in the background there in the hall, we've got a Tots and Toddlers group going. So there's plenty going on in the hall there. Now, as I said, this is St Anne Stanley. The patron saint of our church is St Anne, and on the 26th of July every year is our patronal festival. It's the St Anne's Day, and the recipe you're about to see for the burgers is the recipe I devised especially for that occasion. On the 26th or thereabouts, the nearest Sunday to it, we have what we call our patronal festival, and we get the barbecue out in the church grounds. We have a bit of a cook-up, burgers and things like that, have a few beers, and it's just a good way of everyone coming together who come to the church outside of the church context, if you like. We have the service first of all, and then we all get together afterwards and have a great day. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and I'll show you how to make these St Anne's burgers, as I call them. Right, so we are back in the kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to make these St Anne's burgers. Now, when it comes to your ingredients, you really need to get the best quality mince you can buy. Again, the local shop, Westcott's here in Old Swan. £4 here of mince. £5 for 2 packs, so £10 worth of mince here. Now, these ingredients here will make roughly 20 really good quality £1/4 burgers, and you're going to want as large a mixing bowl as you can. I'm using this tray here because I want to spread the ingredients out, and you'll see why as we go along. So first of all, the mince goes straight into the mixing bowl, this tray. And all we're going to do once this is in here is just spread it out a little bit. Break it up, spread it over the base of the tray as much as I can, because it's going to make mixing a whole lot easier when we put the other ingredients in here. There we go. Now, to that, I'm going to add some tomato puree. This tube is 200 grams. I'm going to add in about 3/4 of that. And this is why I put on my apron today, because this can get quite messy. Okay, put that to one side. I'm also going to add a jar of ordinary green pesto, and this is 190 grams. I'm going to add all of this in. Then over the top I've got roughly 150 grams of finely grated mature cheddar, and I need to sprinkle that all over the top of this mix. The cheese, if you're not careful, if you handle it too roughly, gets rather clumpy, and the last thing you want to do is have your cheese all clumpy in the burger. You want to be well dispersed throughout the meat, throughout your burger mixture. There we go. And this is where it gets really messy, because it's time to mix this up, and the best way to mix it up is with your hands. So it's a case of getting in there, giving a good stir around. This is why having a big mixing bowl is so handy. You can really get in there and make sure all the ingredients are thoroughly distributed evenly throughout the entire of the mixture. It takes a couple of minutes, but it's worth doing well. Now the smell coming off this is amazing. As I say, I use mature cheddar in here. You could use other cheeses. If you can afford it, Parmesan works really well. Nice strong nutty cheese. But as I say, this cheddar will do just as good. That's coming to it more or less. Okay. And finally, I mean, this isn't, burgers isn't rocket science by any stretch of the imagination, but just to bind up, I've got one egg that's been beaten. Just pour that in, and this will help bind the mixture when they're cooked. Now you want the mixture to be fairly stiff, to be fairly firm when it goes in to make your patties. If you find that your mixture is too runny, it's very stodgy, you can add a little bit of breadcrumb. But if you follow these, it depends on the quality of the beef you use. Some beef, as you know, if you get ground beef, can be quite watery. If that's the case, you may find you may want to add some crumb at this stage just to stiffen the mixture up. I think this is going to be perfectly okay. Lovely. Right, quick rinse of the hands. Now we can look at actually making these burgers up. Now I'm going to aim for making quarter pounders, so I should roughly make about 20. With a bit of luck, maybe a couple less, we'll see. So first of all, scales to weigh the mixture out. And now you can actually just make your patties just by forming them in your hands. But I'm a bit of a gadget freak. I think most of the lads out there will probably agree. Us chaps do like to have things to play with like this. Burger press that I bought somewhere online, I forget where I bought it now. It's all metal. You put your meat, your burger patty in there, fold it over, push down, and it presses out your burger for you, and it even puts a little pattern at the top of it. Now you notice the mixture there, I didn't add any seasoning at all. My personal preference is it doesn't actually need seasoning with the ingredients that we've got in there. You've got more than enough flavour. A little bit of greaseproof paper down to lay our patties out when they're done. And also to go with the burger press, you have these little discs. They go into the base of the press, like so. And then when you press your burgers out, they have a greaseproof attachment, greaseproof paper at the bottom of it, so they don't stick to anything else. Now, 4 ounces we're looking for. Brilliant. Just a little touch over. Quick roll round in the hand, into the burger press. Good stick push down, and then press it. And there you have perfectly formed burger patty. Okay, this press will actually make burgers up to about £half a pound in weight. I haven't tried it. I suppose if you really want to impress somebody, you could go along that route, but I'm just sticking with the £quarter pounders for now. I'll just do a couple to show you how this all works. Here goes the meat. Close it over, press down. Oh, and there we have another perfectly formed burger. Now I'm going to be freezing these to use at a later date. The sun's out today. May even crack open the barbecue later on and perhaps cook some tonight. So it's a shame, you know, we don't always get the weather in this country, but when we do, it's always nice to take advantage of it. I think you get the gist of what we're doing now. And there we go. So, St Anne's burgers, beef, pesto, tomato and cheddar. And I tell you, they really are fantastic. Burgers are great things. You've got the simple, normal beef and onion burger that you normally buy in shops, but there's so many flavours you can experiment with. Different meats, different flavourings. And probably we'll be looking at a few more in later videos as well. Perhaps turkey burgers, lamb burgers, even pork. I know I've got to have a recipe for pork, chilli and lime. That's quite nice. And we'll be talking about them and showing you how to make those at a later date. So hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you back here soon.